Have you ever looked at your life and quietly asked God, why me? Have you ever smiled in front of people while carrying a pain that nobody could see? Maybe you've been betrayed by someone you trusted. Maybe you've lost opportunities that seemed perfect. Maybe you've prayed for months or even years and still haven't seen an answer. If that asks you, then listen carefully, because this message could change the way you see your struggles forever. One of the biggest lies the enemy wants you to believe is that your pain is meaningless. He wants you to think your suffering is proof that God has abandoned you. He wants you to believe your story is falling apart. But what if the opposite is true? What if your pain isn't evidence that God has left you? What if it is evidence that God is preparing you? Throughout the Bible, God repeatedly used painful seasons to prepare people for powerful purposes. The people we admire most in Scripture were not people who avoided suffering. They were people who trusted God through suffering. They walked through valleys before they stood on mountaintops. They experienced heartbreak before they experienced breakthrough. And the same God who guided them is guiding you today, even if you cannot see it. Think about Joseph. God gave him a dream that one day he would become a leader. But immediately after receiving that promise, Joseph's life became harder, not easier. His own brothers hated him. They threw him into a pit. They sold him into slavery. He was taken far away from home. Then when he tried to do the right thing, he was falsely accused and thrown into prison. Imagine how confusing that must have been. Imagine receiving a promise from God and then watching everything in your life move in the opposite direction. Joseph could have concluded that God had forgotten him. He could have become bitter. He could have given up. But instead, he continued trusting God even when circumstances made no sense. What Joseph didn't know was that every painful chapter was positioning him for the palace. The pit prepared him. The slavery prepared him. The prison prepared him. None of it was wasted. Every struggle was part of God's greater plan, and maybe that is exactly what God is doing in your life right now. Maybe the closed door you were crying about today is actually protecting you from the wrong path. Maybe the delay you were frustrated by is actually preparation for something bigger than you can currently imagine. One reason pain feels so overwhelming is because we only see the present moment. We see today as tears, today as disappointment, today as frustration. But God sees the entire picture. He sees where you've been, where you are, and where you are going. Imagine reading only one chapter of a book and deciding you know how the story ends. That would make no sense. Yet, many people do exactly that with their lives. They experience one painful season and assume the entire story is ruined. But God is still writing. The chapter may be painful, but the story is not over. Sometimes God allows pressure because pressure reveals what comfort never can. Gold is refined through fire. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Muscles grow through resistance. And faith often grows through difficulty. Nobody enjoys the process, but the process produces something valuable. That asks why some of your greatest spiritual growth may happen during the seasons you would never choose for yourself. The moments that seem to be breaking you may actually be building a stronger version of you. Many people pray for strength, but strength is usually developed through challenges. People pray for patience, but patience is usually developed through waiting. People pray for wisdom, but wisdom is usually developed through difficult experiences. God often answers our prayers in ways we don't immediately recognize. The very struggle you were trying to escape may be the tool God is using to shape your character. The very obstacle standing in front of you may be preparing you for a responsibility that is coming later. Nothing is wasted in God's hands. Not your tears, not your failures, not your disappointments, not your lonely nights, not your broken heart. God can use every single piece of your pain for a purpose. Even when you cannot understand it today, He is working behind the scenes. He is connecting pieces you cannot yet see. He is opening doors you don't know exist. And He is preparing blessings that may arrive at exactly the right time. So if you are hurting right now, Don't mistake God's silence for his absence. Just because you cannot see him working doesn't mean he has stopped working. Sometimes God is doing his deepest work underground, just like a seed growing roots before it ever breaks through the surface. What looks like burial may actually be planting. What feels like an ending may actually be a beginning. And what feels like pain today may become the testimony that changes your life tomorrow.